and encourage governments worldwide to do the same. So, to be fair to this administration, it has done more than expected in promoting engagement of youth through its Empower program and several other SIP, social investment programs. The challenge we have is rooted in the type of education that we have, which is a fallout of our colonial experience. The colonial education, which we have not changed much, is literacy and numeracy. However, with the population explosion and the commitment to acquisition of qualification, I don't want to qualify the qualification as the be all and end all of life, not skill acquisition. You must live with the challenges we have now. And I'm happy for our brother who have this here. Without him, you won't be here. You'll be somewhere else. Might be lucky to have a job. However, it does not end there. If you think that everybody will have white collar job or even blue collar job, has the Western colonial education that is everywhere promises, we'll be ourselves. This time of life, for as long as human beings exist, there must be new job to meet their needs. That is, human existence naturally creates opportunity for employment. From your hairdo, I'm starting with you, from your hairdo to your footwear, are opportunities. From my cap to my shoe, are opportunities. Are there people willing and ready to take those opportunities and the challenges of existence and the opportunities that come from them? Let me give you one that most people don't think about. Most of us want to wear traditional caps. Are there people to even sew them properly? Are there people to launder them? Because you cannot wash this cap the way you wash every other cloth. In Yoruba land, we beat this cap. But outside the whole people that do this, are there people doing it? So what we end up having is that people either reject this cap because they cannot wash them, for lack of where to properly clean them. There are several others, not to now talk of food. And that's how to conclude. To meet the food challenges of our nation and people is a task that the present crop of healthy youth cannot even meet. Not talk of the potentials of exports. To meet our food need as a people is beyond the capacity of capable youth. And several. So, yes, government has its role, no doubt. But if I look at the economic stimulus, what we call economic and sustainability plan, which came out of COVID, pandemic, and we have 2.3 trillion naira. It's central budgetary. It's dedicated to promoting one initiative or the other, so that people will have something to do and take and live on. To SIP that is still there, and several other initiatives from the central bank, I want to appeal to our teaming youth not to just see those things as mere press rhetorics. Because opportunities for them to take on something with which they can live, or on which they can live, or eke out a living. That is it. Yes, government is. My ministry has just responded to the recruitment promise of some few months back. Some ministries are doing the same. But there is a limit to what all governments in Nigeria can employ. After all, what's the percentage of people in employment government today? These are those who are out of job. Double it is still nothing. So, identification, seeking to know what the challenges are, extracting the opportunities in those challenges, and applying yourself to them, to me, is the way out of poverty and the way out of unemployment. Finally, to drive home this, let me illustrate with the life of Bill Gates and those whiz kids who ended up being billionaires and what have you. The distinction between them and those who refuse to identify opportunities from challenges is simply the fact that they seek to solve an existential problem. Television was not part of human lives some 50 years ago, 50 years, 100 years ago. Television was not part of life 50, 100 years ago. Neither was computer. Some people, even the computer, this is 10 gigabytes. This computer is 1,000 times more powerful than the computer that took man. He saw the practical impossibility of having computer in every hand. And he developed the software for Microsoft. And that is why people can now carry computer in their hand and do wonders with it. So, my sister, let's commit ourselves to solving challenges of mankind. In whatever form and whatever space we find ourselves. If you have the capacity to think like Bill Gates, is fine. But you don't believe this until you can think like Bill Gates. You cannot solve an essential problem, no? There are problems everywhere. From beautification of women to sharpness and smart dresses of men, to food that we eat, to security, to good road, and to books. We have to create a appointment. When I was here, not for fancy. One, to reduce the cost of procuring books for students. And equally relieve the students of having to carry bulky books. So, existential challenges are the key to productivity, to society, to every society that wants to rapidly develop. So yes, government has a role by providing support. And honestly speaking, I'm not trying to beat our chest for us. I'm not sounding modest. From the economic sustainability program, that is stimulus package, to SIP program, to even the 75 billion naira today provided for any youth under the Ministry of Youth and Sports that has idea. Any youth with idea that requires support, there is that money reserved for the next 3 years or 5 years. So tap into and fire your imagination. So it cannot be enough. I'm not saying this is enough. Please, I will not be misquoted. But is there anything enough? No. But as to our commitment, is very clear. That this administration is very, very committed to ensuring that whoever is desirous, whoever is willing, whoever is committed to improving themselves, have the support of the government. So the challenge is to us. It's left with us. Let us be fired. Let us seek to improve ourselves. And the sky will be the limit.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I want us to discuss the issue of security challenges in this country. Don't let us deceive ourselves. Things are not too rosy as regards security challenges. What do you think the government could do to arrest this situation?
Thank you, Anchorman. It's so easy to not to see what government is doing, because I will start with, as difficult as it is, I will start with that. It was worse than this before we assumed the office as a government and as a party. I know that this is not the way to start, but when you see the exponency, it will be wrong of you to celebrate it. You must get people out of their depression, so to say, not depression in the medical sense, in their state of cynicism. You must get them out of it. We are cynical, and I can understand why we are cynical. We live in the life of now, and as far as humanity is concerned, that's what matters. Now, what's happening today is okay. But no matter how we want to be selective in our remembrance, we must not forget that so a few years back, the fear we had as a people was more, particularly in this part of the world, than the one we have now. But to your question, nothing is being spared. And I will start with my ministry to be sure that we have the benefit of opinions, contributions, and advice of the diverse people of Nigeria. The Ministry of Interior initiated a dialogue which we call relating with critical stakeholders in each state of the Federation on international security and conflict resolution. We began in October before NSAS. We had been to Borno State and Katsina State just before the NSAS in Broglio. And we have visited Lagos since after the NSAS. In the first phase, we plan to be in Cross River and Imo. So from our own side, we want to aggregate one, challenges peculiar to each state through that consultation, and elicit from critical stakeholders their own solution to solving their peculiar security challenges. We have done so well. We have done far. We have done very well so far. And I want to thank the government particularly of the states we have been, in their readiness to collaborate with us for a very wide consultation and fruitful engagement. As your question, that what are we doing? The government has mobilized to the highest level all security agencies, services, officers, and personnel. All. That is the limit, official limit of what we can do. But we are not resting on that. Government is committed to massive mobilization of all aspects of the security architecture. I was to be in Calabar yesterday to speak to the private gas companies on what their role should be in the security architecture and arrangement in Nigeria. So we are not even limited to state actors alone. We are now going to non-state actors who must equally be involved. And beyond them, I'm saying to you, that we are all critical stakeholders in the guaranteeing of security, peace, and stability in our land. Yorùbá ní pé ojú alákọ̀ọ́fì ń ṣọ́rí mi ò mọ òyìnbó ẹ̀ òyìnbó tó súnmọ́ ní vigilance. That's the closest English word I can pick. When I was in school, in secondary school, OYO then, we were in Oyo State. That secondary school, Polytechnic. There used to be this very popular slogan, public civic educational program. Tẹ́ bá bẹ́ẹ̀ sùn lálẹ́ ẹtìlẹ̀kùn mọ́rí ẹtìlẹ̀kùn gbọ́ngbọ́n nítorí dúkìá o ká má bára wa lólè lọ́wọ́. It was a usual regular thing. I don't know whether such thing still prevail. And it's interesting that we are consciously losing our individual role in security, alertness, and consciousness. And I pray you too, as a media organization, must not shirk your responsibility in sensitizing, conscientizing, and promoting vigilance among our people. If you see a strange face in your community, don't shout. If you can't get to the police, go to your traditional ruler. So there are strange faces here who don't know what they want. I feel I must tell you, sir. Because at the end of the day, those little things will go a long way in preventing a major tragedy. The assurance I want to give is this. President Muhammadu Buhari is not resting at all. He is as concerned as we all are about the state of insecurity that we see here and there. And he's working tirelessly in motivating, mobilizing, and supporting all security agencies to combat those challenges where they are very, very prevalent, prevent where they are not still well manifesting, and ensure that we live in peace all over Nigeria. No, I can't say this on air. It's off air, but the answer is this: as a government, as an administration, we are striving to quell the challenges where they manifest, to prevent where they are still not there, and ensure full guarantee of security and welfare of the people.
Thank you.
So as regards the level of religious intolerance, it's quite alarming. What do you think about it?
Religious
intolerance.
Not in Yoruba land. I don't know where you see it. I don't. I'm a Muslim now, a very serious Muslim. Everybody knows
But
I'm a
you know, at the synod today, you were
Christmas
saying,
everybody knows I'm a very serious Muslim.
yeah.
But all my brothers now, very few of us are still Muslims. One of them is there. I call him Rauf. If you ask him now, he will say it's Benga. He's my brother. My brother. But we only know. It's only when he goes to church that I know he's a Christian, and he knows. We don't even know. We don't even know what nobody knows what anybody does. In Yoruba land, religion is not an issue. You know, Yorubas are interesting people. They say Onromentomala. It is Pentecostalism that has come with some strain of radical religiosity. My very good friend is a strong Christian. Wrote to me on the issue. He has never ever preached to me. Just as I never preached to him. In our relationship, we don't even ask ourselves anything. Unless he wants to do something in the church, he will say, I will follow him to the when his mother died, he said, Rauf, you must follow me to the church because you must be I'm going to bury my mother. I said, why would I not be there? And I was there. So religion is not a factor in Yoruba land, as you know. So, but to talk generally, I raise the fundamental issue in the church today, which has to do with the issue of love. In all the religions, not only even in the two religions, from Islam to Christianity to our traditional religion, love is fundamental to salvation. Church will not take you to God, will not take you to heaven. Neither will the must take you to heaven. Is your conduct and attitude that will take you to either heaven or hell? By all religions, from traditional to Islam to Christianity. And that conduct is predicated on what? Love. So I will say without equivocation, what Christ told his disciples, what Muhammad told his companions, and what I want to believe Ifa too says, because Ifa is alive forever. But all of them, they say, love yourself, love your neighbor as yourself. That's the end of the story. And that solves the question of intolerance. Love your neighbor as yourself. Apostle Paul. Now, you know, Apostle Paul was never with Jesus. He was never with Jesus. He came much after Jesus, after persecuting Christians. On his way to Tarsus, or from Tarsus to anywhere, he just saw the epiphany of Christ and he became a Christian. He said there are three principal things. He said faith, hope, and love. He said of all these three things, one is fundamental, which is love. Please preach it. Position will say a week kiri, a week kiri. Say it everywhere. Tell it to the Marines. That love is the foundation of salvation. That is the topic I spoke on at the church. Love is the foundation of faith and salvation.
He said, Ìgbàgbọ́, ìrètí àti ìfẹ́.
And in Yoruba, Oshejade, you carry. You used to be, you are an anchor in the OSBC.
I was a DG in reality radiation services. Okay.
Your face looks familiar, though the mask is covering your major feature.
You even said it at the church that we must all wear this.
It's very important, except that you are not wearing it correctly. You are opening your nose.
I'm being suffocated.
You are wearing it well now.
Okay. Thank you. Let's go to your ministry now. Prison, it was before. Now correctional center.
Service.
Correctional service. What has been the effect?
Oh, tremendous. As well, the name is even clear now. A prison is a restrictive custody. without any provision for rehabilitation, reformation, or correction. It's just a place where your freedom is limited and your life is tormented for whatever crime you might have committed, even if it's not death. With the correctional service and the custodial centers we have now, we have a center where, except for those who have been sentenced to death, it's not as if they'll be punished until that sentence is commuted. They are just kept for the final execution of the judgment. Painfully so, but that is it. As to all the others, no matter the length of their term, the custodial centers treat them as people that will ultimately return back to society as reformed, rehabilitated, and properly adjusted citizens who will seamlessly now blend with society without creating problem for society. So, you see the difference? Hitherto, there was not much of that consideration. So, there's a technical word that I want to bring in now. It's called recidivism. Recidivism was a very high phenomenon when the centers were purely custodial and punitive centers. But now that we are gradually turning them to centers for reformation and rehabilitation, we expect less or a reduction in recidivism. That is one. The correctional service is not now solely for penitentiary. It's going to just lock up people. The law now again creates non-custodial services. That is, we are no longer just a service that will put some people out of circulation and reform them. We now equally render non-custodial. That is, there are people that will be sentenced and will not go to prison. They will not go to the custodial centers. Pardon me. They will serve their term in their homes. But but have to now render community services under the supervision of our officers, or any such non-custodial service or sanctions that will not require their being kept in custody. So we have custodial centers and service, just as we have non-custodial punishment and service. So those are the things I can readily speak on the difference between correctional service and prison service.
Okay, so anywhere you usually bring new ideas, change. What's the major thing? Like, how do you develop these ideas? How do you come up with them?
Let me help you. You run away from it. What are the new things that we are cooking here?
Yes. And
Several.
how do you even come up with them?
I will tell you that. Let me help you with telling you what are the new things. Several. Recently, about 2-3 days ago, I spoke about having to put up a committee, a special committee, to interrogate the issue of expatriate business permits and expatriate quota administration. It's an innovation. We can't be talking of an employment of our youth when the provision of the government to even ensure that whoever is investing in Nigeria provides for the employment of our citizens. That is the essence of business permit and quota. So we want to probe into it to be sure that our laws and regulations in that regard are respected. That is that. And we are reviewing the process of obtaining passports and whatever. Details, let me keep it. As to how this comes, it's simple. I'm a pro-people person. My entire political interest is focused on relieving the people of one challenge or the other of their challenges. So when you are so inspired or motivated, the divine will not abandon you. Our God will keep on supplying you with solutions. That is my source of inspiration, God, and genuine commitment to solving existential challenges.
Honorable Minister, during your time as Governor, State of Washington, people refer to you as uncommon. Uncommon. Why is it uncommon?
No, you miss the word. When I was campaigning, not when I became a governor, I said we are going to run government unusual.
Unusual. Unusual.
No, I'm already. But I said we are going to run government unusual. Did we run government unusual?
You did.
Very uncommon. We ran the government unusual. Everybody knew that, and that is why we are popular everywhere. Wherever I go, you see small children, women particularly. Women particularly are my greatest supporters, because they know that we actually met their needs. To the best of our ability, women bear the greatest brunt of our existential challenges. I don't want to go into that today. So when they see their ally and sympathizers, they don't hold back their admiration. They are total. Men can hide. Women don't hide. When they see a genuine sympathizer of their plight, they are quite expressive in their display of gratitude and affection. So we indeed ran a government of usual, which impacted positively in the lives of our people. And I'm grateful to God for the opportunity, as I do thank our people who even ever since have not abandoned us. I thank them.
Honorable Minister, the governor of the state of Lagos State went to the House of Assembly to cancel some things being enjoyed by the past governors, several allowances and so on and so forth. What is your take on this?
Oh, well, I support him. Let's answer you so that you don't even mix it up. I support him wholeheartedly. If you will recall, when I was even a governor, I didn't take a kobo as a salary. So, if I wouldn't take salary, because I believe that what the state was spending on me, I was not feeding myself. The car, all the vehicles that were in my convoy and entourage was supplied by the government, and the fuel. So no dime of mine went into my role, service and operation as a governor. I therefore felt, and I even added, while I was a governor and I was asked this question, I added that because I was a governor, my friends would not even allow me to buy clothes for myself. They always come with clothes even though they knew I was only wearing white, if you recall. They would never leave me to even buy clothes for myself. When they knew I would not use their own multicolor donations, they started buying white for me. So I was not even investing in clothes for myself. So I said, if these are the opportunities already opened by the fact that I was a governor, why must I take salary? So I refused to take any salary throughout the 96 months I was a governor. And I didn't take that money after departure. And I'm not taking a dime from anybody as pension, gratuity, severance since I left. So I support the governor of Lagos.
Honorable Minister, why white every time?
Then or now?
Then.
No, that just shows, look. Another is that if I have to wear different color, I will be changing my cap, I will be changing my shoe, and I didn't have that time. So I just feel that white is, you don't need to think. You just wear it. Was I wearing anything as bogus as this then? No. I was wearing jumpers. I thought there is something that would be, that I wouldn't need to be thinking about accessories. That is it. Nothing. There's no nothing to it. Nothing. Just to be sure.
Yeah.
That I was not bogged down by having to think about color oloba mu. Just wear anything and go out.
So why did you choose the color white in particular?
A beautiful one. Very beautiful
An
one.
extreme one.
If you know what color does, try white. You can never be sad in white. That's one. Two, in the tropics is the best color. It helps ventilation and does not attract heat. So those are the reasons.
You have learned from the Honorable Minister.
No, but women need black.
Why?
Oh, ask them. They need heat. I won't say more than that. I take interest in these small things. Life requires knowledge. To live a worthy life, you must expose yourself to a wide variety of knowledge. So life does not favor those who detest knowledge. For you to make huge impact in life, you must be knowledgeable.
Honorable Minister, when was your happiest day in life?
Every day. I can tell you. It will shock you.
It shocked me.
I make sure I'm happy every day.
The happiest.
I don't know what I say. Because I struggle to be very happy every day. I say every day is my happiest day. If I tell you it's a particular day, I'm lying to you. I mean, today in the church was extremely delightful. To have in a church the commendations and encomiums
showered on you
that I had there on me. To say anything can be happier than that would not be fair. But was that the only such moment I had? The answer is no. What of the day I was announced to be the ultimate winner of the election, that may be the governor, after 3.5 years of struggling for it? What of when I had my first child? What of when I married my wife? So I say I'm happy every day. I've learned to be happy every day. I've learned to be happy every day. I've learned to be happy the day. If I tell you this will be loud, I never expected that to be a minister. I was just playing. I slept on the floor with my children. When one of them just ran and said they've announced me as a minister. So which day do you want to pick now? And there are more than 1,000 of such moments in my life. So honestly speaking, I'm very, very happy every day of my life.
Every day of your life. Honorable Minister, again today you made mention of the theme that Ijesha North Anglican Diocese choosing.
Yes.
I want you to react on it now.
It's not interesting.
Good.
They shall not.
Anglican Diocese.
Anglican Diocese said the theme of this year's synod is where are you?
Right.
Where are you? Where are you in this? Where are you in this facility?
I'm here.
No. Are you positively supporting this facility and project? If yes, I'm happy with you because it will impact you. So it's a question worthy of asking. One, oneself, and others that want to really engage. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you in the affairs of your community? Where are you in the affairs of your family? Where are you in your relationship? Where are you in the course of ensuring that Nigeria becomes a superpower in the next decade or two? We must constantly probe our relevance, role, activity, and course of events. And that was why I went into probing it. To go to the root of this, for those who do not know, when Adam transgressed, and God asked that question, Adam, where art thou? Adam started hiding. He was trying to conceal himself because he had wronged. He has wronged his maker. So we must all learn to acquit ourselves very well, so that whenever we are asked of our whereabouts, we will probably stand up and say, this is where I am. We will not in any way be in doubt or ashamed of our position and preference.
No. Honorable Minister, in the church, some people called you Rufus. But at the end of the day, when we were about leaving, you said Nathaniel. Why Nathaniel? That you won't prefer Nathaniel.
Mark was from there. Mark put me minister. Come on, just say
Ogbeni. Okay, Ogbeni.
Well, you want the people who are not in the church to know why I would prefer a Nathaniel. For I to bear a Christian name. You know, I'm not a Christian.
No.
To Rufus. Rufus is just adaptation. What to call alliteration in literature. My Muslim name begins with Rauf, with R. So the equivalent in it in Christian should be Rufus. No, I don't even know the meaning of Rufus. So why should I bear a name? I don't know the meaning. That's number one. Number two, I've told you about knowledge. That whoever wants to really be a happy human being must seek knowledge widely. So in my effort to be informed, besides that, I went to a Christian school. I went to Christian schools, not one. I went to Christian schools all my life. I went to a Catholic primary school. I went to an Anglican secondary school before I ended up in the Polytechnic about it. And in the course of my elementary and basic education, I read about Nathaniel. And I made reference to it that in John chapter 1, verses 43 to 49, the story of Nathaniel and the engagement of Jesus Christ was well said, outlined. Philip went to him and said, look, we have found him. We have found the man that all the other prophets spoke about. From Moses to all others. We have found him. He's from Nazareth. Nathaniel said, look, my brother, if you are not mentioned Nazareth now, probably I can even listen to you. Can any good thing come out of Nazareth? That was Nathaniel. A critical mind. I know you, Philip. You just talk. You just talk. I do, but I don't believe you. A critical mind. Okay. Philip said, don't worry. Let's go to him. Philip will see what I mean now. Okay. We followed Philip. When Jesus Christ saw him, And that to me is actually the reason why that name is attractive to me. So Christ said, this man coming is the Israelite in whom there is no guile. There can't be a better description of any person than what Christ said of Nathanael, who had not even accepted him as his Lord and Savior. So what else do you need? And Nathanael didn't stop at... You will think that Nathanael will be convinced by the encomiums of Jesus Christ. No. Being the intellectual that he was, he still said, look, how did you know me? I have not met you, you have not seen me. Why should you know who I am? So again told him that before you were born, before you were born, I'd known you. Before Philip even met you under the fig tree, I'd met you, I know you. Nathanael said, yes. He became now convinced, but this is not an ordinary man. He said, indeed, you are the Son of God. And that I will say by you. Jesus went on and on. So I didn't just frivolously pick Nathanael. I did because he was an amazing man. And he demonstrated qualities that I think is worthy of administration, of admiration rather, admiration. And that's the name, if I were to bear a Christian name, you know I'm a Muslim, let me be clear on that. I would rather choose. So if Christians want to give me a name, they must not call me Rufus, let them call me Nathanael.
Oh yeah, do it in English.
At the cathedral, lastly, at the cathedral, you were seen quoting Bible passages, just like you just did. How are you so well versed in Bible studies? Is it because you attended Christian schools or your quest for knowledge? Which is it?
So many people attended Christian schools and are Christians that are unable to cite what I'm citing.
Exactly.
I said, I'm a permanent student. Permanent student. I seek knowledge. And I admonish every person to so do. Simplicity.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni, ọ̀gbẹ́ni. Mọ̀ pé tá a bá ní ká kúkú àbí títí wákàtí kan kò ní ṣú kò ní rẹ̀.
Lágbára Ọlọ́run.
Lágbára Ọlọ́run, lágbára Olódùmarè kò ní rẹ̀ yín o.
Àmín o.
Ẹ̀ ń lọ ẹ̀ ń bọ̀. Ikọ́ ìkejì o.
Àṣẹ òrìṣà.
Ìtàkùn kìí kì í bá kẹ̀kẹ́ ń dúbà lọ. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, ẹ̀ mọ̀ lọ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀ mọ̀ bọ̀rẹ̀. Ayé ò ní kan yín o.
Àṣẹ.
Ayé ò ní kan yín o.
Àṣẹ o.
Ayé ò ní kan yín o.
Àṣẹ òrìṣà.
A dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run pé a fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ jẹ́ wa.
Àṣẹ o.
Lórúkọ ẹni tí Ọlọ́run bá kó kọ́kọ́rọ́ ilé iṣẹ́ ìlé lọ́wọ́, Aṣíwájú Rótìmí Ọ̀bẹ́ìsàn, tí ò tún ní pé mo ṣe ń tó ń sọ pé àwọn nìyẹn, because ọ̀rẹ́ yín ni wọ́n. Ọ̀rẹ́ yín ò ní rẹ́jà o. Ẹ̀ ní ṣúra yín o. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. Lórúkọ gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ń bí náà ní ká dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ yín. Torí ẹ sọ kínní kan gbà tẹ́ fẹ́ jókòó. Ẹni tí ì bá ṣe mọ̀ pé tọ́lọ́run lẹ rò mọ́ wa lára. Àtó bẹ́ẹ̀, àtó dó wájú yín. Ṣùgbọ́n lágbára Ọlọ́run, lágbára Elédùmarè, ẹ pọ́n wa lé ni Ọlọ́run ó pọ́n yín lé. Ọlọ́run tí ẹ ti ń pọ́n yín lé náà, ní rí jù báyìí lọ. Ṣé tá a bá tún pè ń jọ mi, ọ̀gbẹ́ni, ṣé ẹ jẹ wá?
Ṣé mo ní nǹkan méjì mo lè ṣe?
Ẹ ní nǹkan mi.
Ẹ ti kọjá ẹ tá a lè kọ òun ẹ̀. Ẹ̀kọ́ Ọlọ́run kó gbà fún wa ní gbogbo ìgbà. Ká lókun, ká ní àlàáfíà, kí òun náà kó wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Kálí akáyé dẹ̀ pé a máa jẹ yín lágbára Elédùmarè.
Aṣíwájú Rótìmí Ọ̀bẹ́ìsàn lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí wọn ní ìdúpẹ́ torí pé látàárọ̀ náà ti wà ń bí àjọ wà ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ní àtúnjọ lóòótọ́ mọ̀ tá a bá tún ṣe àwọn náà ó tún rí ẹ náà. Ẹnì kejì mi Ọ̀yọ́ mọ̀ sọ tiẹ̀ ní fẹ́rẹ̀fẹ́ntì Kúnlé Adéyẹmọ ní orúkọ tèmi o, ilé tí kò ọ̀yàn bàbá àdìtú èdè. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni kò ní ṣe kò ní rẹ̀ yòókù.
Yes, sir. On behalf of the chairman and that's Chairman Rotimi Obeso and the management of Timsed Broadcasting Service, say thank you very much for coming to the studio. We really enjoyed it. It was an amazing moment, and we hope that next time when we call you, you'll also be here.
Big pleasure. I appreciate the opportunity, and may I tell you and confide in tell the entire world that this is my first engagement, serious engagement with the media since I became a minister of the Federal Republic. And I think I enjoyed every bit of it. So I am grateful too for the opportunity to engage with our people at your station, both for radio and television.
We're glad that you did. My name is Ifeoluwa.
So I'm grateful.
Olaoye.
Your name?
My name is Ifeoluwa. Olaoye.
Oh, he mentioned his own. I'm Rauf. Adesoji, Aregbesol, Ogbeni.
I will have said Ogbeni.
Ogbeni.
Must be included. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
Yes.
About this, I should need to